Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. It is match day -1 before India takes on Namibia in their second fixture of the T20 World Cup. Now, a lot has changed since the last game. Obviously, Jasprit Bumrah comes back into the squad. Abhishek Sharma is ill, so we're also likely looking at a replacement at the top of the order. And number three, Washington Sundar also makes a comeback into the squad after an injury layoff. But there is an uninvited guest here in Delhi, which is due. Because of the sharp decline in temperature after the sun goes down, dew will possibly play a massive decisive factor in this game. So, will toss become the decisive factor is something that we will discuss today. Starting with Ashok joins us, and so does Shubhayan and Shomik. Ashok, I'll start with you. I was at the practice session yesterday, and it was all quite warm when Indian team started practicing at 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. The team sort of came in by 5:45. We had the press conference, and then as the sun started going down, we realized, because all of us, we mingle, we walk around, we're trying to get different angles. So when you actually came back to the desk at around 8 p.m., and this is what happened to me. I put my hand on the desk and I realized it was completely coated with dew. And Rohit also joins us. Rohit was there yesterday. We were also quite shocked at the amount of dew that we saw yesterday. So it is going to be a huge factor. How are you looking at this? Because also, when we talk about the wicket, this is not a typical batting paradise wicket, which you usually do not get at Delhi or at the Arun Jaitley Stadium. But how are you looking at this contest?
Yes, Gargi. I think we spoke about this a little while earlier as well. First of all, let me start with the second question. I think the wicket tends to be a little too paced, and that's going to play out for sure. I think one theme that we've been talking about is that unlike the series that India had with New Zealand earlier, the pitches and the conditions are going to be quite different, and there is a recalibration that needs to be done. From a batting perspective, a 160, 170 seems to be like a par score, and the conditions are going to be tough in terms of the dew factor as well. This time of the year, it's going to be an issue. But I think, given the description that you've just given, it seems to be far in excess of what I would imagine, and that is definitely going to be a big factor when it comes to it. On paper, India is clearly far ahead of Namibia. If you remember the India A match, where I think India won by about 130 runs, with that scintillating innings from Riyan Parag. But the conditions are going to be far more tougher. It may not impact the outcome, but it's definitely going to throw up a few surprises for India.
Rohit, you were there with me at the practice session yesterday. Obviously, because Hardik Pandya had such a long practice session, he went, half an hour over what was the stipulated time for the India practice session. He batted for close to 2 hours till 9:30 p.m. And by the time we all were leaving, the journalists were leaving, this was the amount of dew on the ground. How decisive a factor is dew in this game?
I think it's going to be a huge factor. I remember, talking to this. We talked in 10 a.m. video also, that around, and I checked it in three different intervals. I checked it when I just went, and Indian team was at that point of time starting their practice, and around it was around 7ish when I checked it first time around, and there was nothing in my hand at that point of time. After that, when I checked, somewhere around 8:30, and 8:30 is the time when you will see a interval in the innings, and then there will be the start of next innings in some 15 minutes around. And then there's obviously the patch was really wet at that point of time. This is exactly, but this will be the time when you will see the game is very much on the last strides, as far as the timing is concerned, because the picture you just show, it was around, I think, 9:30, 9:45, when you are at the very end phase of the game. So yeah, obviously it will impact the game, but till 8:30, till 8:45, there was not much due as far as, so half of the game will be done till then. Yeah, the team bowling second in this context will be something which we have to see. But I think it will be there in the northern part. And in the interesting thing is, if you look at the bigger picture, India doesn't have to play a lot of games in the northern part only. They have games now in Ahmedabad, they have games now in Chennai, then you have games in, obviously, a game in Kolkata, two in Ahmedabad. So I don't think on a broader aspect, it will be a very huge impact as far as these conditions are concerned. Even in Colombo, there, I don't think there will be that kind of impact what we are expecting in Delhi today or tomorrow. But yeah, for a team bowling second, it will create a huge impact as far as change in conditions is concerned. And then you have to take a call that whether you want to go with with a wrist spinner also or not, because to control making that ball control with a wrist spinner, when you use your wrist, it's going to be really difficult as compared to a finger spinner. So yeah, that's going to be really difficult. So let's see what Team India will do as far as their combination is concerned. At this point of time, they are rather confused at what to do with Abhishek Sharma, because Abhishek Sharma, his absence is looking very evident at this point of time from the second game. Also, Ryan was very confident, but we all know that how press conferences are during these. You
Yeah.
don't want to create any kind of fuss around it.
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to Abhishek Sharma because there are a lot of developments that happened since last night. And like you said, yesterday we all thought in that press conference that Abhishek Sharma will definitely come back, but now it doesn't seem like the case. Shubhayan, from what we've seen in the game yesterday morning, which happened at the Arun Jaitley Stadium, it was not your usual kind of wicket. Obviously, Arun Jaitley Stadium is known for those slow, low wickets. That's something we saw in the practice sessions as well. Some of the deliveries were keeping low on the practice wickets. And, this plus dew, how are you seeing the conditions play out? Because at this point, now that we're also talking about an Abhishek Sharma absence and the fact that Sanju Samson was struggling in the nets yesterday, how are you seeing this play out?
I'm actually surprised. I'm not surprised about the due factor because the talk had started before the World Cup as well, and not only in Delhi. I think even if you go to the coastal areas, Kolkata or Chennai, you will find a certain amount of dew there as well. But again, as Rohit also said, it won't impact the first innings. It will impact the second half of second innings, post the 10 over mark of the second innings. That is where the heavy dew will likely to impact. The play there. In the second innings, even in Mumbai, you saw the pitch getting flattened out. Uh, Slightly due to the dew factor, slightly due to the light factor as well. Under lights, the pitch tend to get better as more light come down in the second half of the innings. The pitches generally tend to get flattened out there as well. But I am surprised to hear about the two-faced nature of the Delhi track in the last couple of years. This is the typical Delhi wicket which used to be there 5 6 years back, sluggish, two pace, low bounce, uneven bounce. But in the last couple of years, the surface of the nature has completely changed. I think, if I'm not wrong, the Arun Jaitley Stadium got the best stadium award in the last IPL as well. So they have relayed the pitch. They relayed the pitch, I think, a couple of years back, and since then, a lot of high-scoring matches have happened in Delhi. But I don't know whether they have created this surface just to make India prepare for that Pakistan game in Colombo. In Colombo, also you'll get not two-paced nature, but slightly sluggish tracks, which will assist the spinners. So that could be the thought process to just to give one strip to the Indian team where they can prepare better for the Pakistan games because the Pakistan game because generally in ICC event, even in Colombo, even in the first game of the tournament, you saw runs being scored properly. So in ICC tournaments, you generally see the flattest of decks in the tournament, despite the changing nature of the tournament. But due factor, it's going to be there throughout the World Cup. Be it Chennai, Mumbai, Kolkata. I don't know what the status is in Colombo, but it will play a part in the ongoing World Cup. But again, as I would take out Rashid Khan's answer from the captain's press conference. You need to find out ways. I think all these bowlers, all these players have played ample amount of IPL cricket where they have bowled with wet balls, where they have played with the dewish conditions and have defended targets as well. So this is not something very new for the Indian team, especially. If you remember in 2021, Yuzvendra Chahal did speak about dipping the ball in the water bucket and bowling with that at the nets. So these players know the tactics, how to prepare themselves in case they are expecting ample amount of dew in that particular game. But Abhishek, I think they should rest him. They should not risk him. I was surprised that he played the first game also with fever, high fever. I think it was Devashish Das click at the DY Patil Stadium, and we were discussing after the end of the match as well when we were walking towards our hotel that Abhishek looked a bit iffy. He was asking for water. He asked for water during his brief stay for 4 5 times. I saw the members of the support staff running with water and pass it to Abhishek Sharma. So from there, since the dressing room was on the opposite side, it was tough to know what was happening there. But it has burst out from there. He's hospitalized, and hopefully he will recover in time for the India Pakistan game. That is the match I want Abhishek to be fit in. If he misses that as well, then I think that would be a big blow for the Indian team. Gargi.
Absolutely, and wishing a speedy recovery to Abhishek Sharma. It's a little bit on a lighter note. At the beginning of the tournament and in the previous series that we've seen Abhishek Sharma light up the stadiums on fire, we asked what did he eat, and now we're asking the same question once again because he's down with a stomach bug, if I'm not wrong. But Shomik, talking about the Arun Jaitley Stadium, there's so much cricket being played on these tracks. When it's not IPL, it's Ranji Trophy. When it's not Ranji Trophy, maybe a few matches of SMAT. Then it's DPL, which is the Delhi Premier League. So constantly there's being cricket played on these surfaces. But tell us about the point that Shubhayan raised here. Delhi sort of being a preparation for Colombo. Do you see any similarities in the conditions?
See, so far the pitches in Colombo and overall the pitches at this World Cup have been ve- have been brilliant. In fact, in Colombo, the fast bowlers are getting assistance. The ball is nipping around under lights. Yesterday also, the ball nipped around under lights. In the game, the Premadasa game, the first game, Sri Lanka played against Ireland. I think I was there, and the ball nipped around a bit. Oman versus Zimbabwe at SSC, the ball nipped around a bit. 9 wickets went to Zimbabwe fast bowlers. So, see, as far as the Colombo game is concerned, I can assure you, Gargi, it is not going to be a walk in the park for India. That I can assure you. Because obviously, India are a better team and they will still start as strong favorites, but they will have to be on top of their game. Pakistan have a fantastic bowling attack, a bowling unit that can afford to sit out someone like Salman Mirza and Naseem Shah. You can understand how good that bowling unit is, how good that fast bowling unit is. Although the day before, Shaheen Shah Afridi at the nets was, landing his in swingers. He was bowling his in swingers beautifully. Yesterday, he was not. He was not at his peak, and he was not going sort of. It felt like he was not going his full tilt. But come the India game, it will be completely different. The intensity would be completely different. And one more thing, Gargi, you are talking about Firoz Shakutla. As far as today's game is, the next game is concerned, India's next game is concerned against Namibia. See, this game, there is a Gulf in class and dew factor, pH factor, absolutely doesn't matter, particularly for this game because of the Gulf in class. And it's very good news that there is heavy dew because going ahead, when India will face serious teams in the knockouts, in the Super 8s, in the knockouts, they would be amply prepared if in case there is dew. So in that way, Abhishek Sharma will not play today. Sanju Samson will play today, but that's fine. It's a blessing in disguise for Sanju Samson because he will get some game time. You want your reserve players to have game time under their belt, like Siraj. Siraj had game time under his belt. He bowled well. Now Bumrah is back. He will sit out. But that's the way a squad works. That's the way a squad goes about its task in tournament cricket. So all said and done, but coming back to Colombo, the ball might nip around a bit, especially under lights, and it is a game under lights. And once again, India will have to be on top of their game to beat Pakistan.
100%. And hopefully Abhishek Sharma is also able to recover in time, because he will be India's trump card against Pakistan in that game in Colombo. Ashok, talking about going back to Sanju Samson and Abhishek Sharma, because it doesn't seem like Abhishek Sharma, now that we're hearing reports that he's been hospitalized today because of that stomach bug, it doesn't seem likely that he will play tomorrow. And it's best if India sort of rests him for this game so that he's back in time 100% for the next one. But Sanju Samson, again, coming back to the point that he's really struggling in the nets. And from what me and Rohit saw yesterday, uh, he's getting blocked in his own space. It's almost like he's mentally not there. There's a mental block where he just can't get his footwork going because of being, I don't know if he's too minded about his shots or whatever is going on, but he's not able to connect anything. And when he went out to bat there at the start of the nets alongside Ishan Kishan, there weren't, the bowlers were not bowling full tilt yet, but he still wasn't able to connect those shots. So when you think of this entire perspective, it will be an opportunity for Sanju Samson to go out there, get some game time, get some confidence and rhythm under his belt. But at the same time, he is incredibly low on confidence, and it shows on the field.
Absolutely. If you go back to that match against New Zealand in Thiruvananthapuram, I think there were two issues that we had seen and we have actually talked about. One was that movement away, to the leg side, not really confident about his footwork, and that was clearly exposing the wickets. And we talked about how there is a need for him to go back to the drawing board and recalibrate that. And I'm not sure that in the span of time, while a lot of inputs would have been there, perhaps that's an issue. But the larger point that we all had agreed was that at this level, mental confidence has taken a beating, and that is clearly reflecting. It seems to be the case even in the nets yesterday. I mean, if I'm not wrong, I think he looked out of sorts even outside. He went in for a quick massage, etc. And clearly there is a overall issue of mental confidence. Notwithstanding these two issues, I think I would agree with Shomik that at this point of time, the match against Namibia is more a prep for the India-Pakistan match coming up on the 12th. And I would agree with that. It's important that you get game time, you get time under the lights. And if Sanju Samson were to come good, it's actually a good situation for India. You need a Siraj, up and ready in the wings to go. Sanju Samson in prime form. Because it's going to be a month-long tournament. You are going to have different conditions, and you never know whom you need to dial up at that point of time.
Rohit, Jasprit Bumrah, Washington Sundar both back in the squad. How are you looking at the bowling combination tomorrow? Do you think they slot right in, or are you seeing another perhaps rested game for Jasprit Bumrah?
No, I don't think so, because I think yesterday the way he bowled, at the very start he started with that spot bowling, and at that point of time I was thinking that maybe another game for Jasprit Bumrah, just to rest and be ready for the big game, for the very big game of this World Cup, India versus Pakistan. So I was thinking that, and till then he was having words with Arshdeep Singh, Mone Mokal. He was having word with Siraj also. There was a lot of gestures like this, where he was just doing that. He was looking for that in swing, and then suddenly with the outswingers also, it was a lot of ball checking done by him also personally. And then after that, when the middle order came, as I mentioned, that it was really similar to what he was doing in the Asia Cup, not bowling in the top 6 overs at the very front, but he'll be preparing for that middle order role. He was adapting the way he was bowling. It was not the very new ball, shiny kind of ball, because he will be, I think, around there from 7th over or 8th over or maybe a 11th over. The way Mumbai Indians, the role he plays in Mumbai Indians, it's a similar kind of role he started from the Asia Cup also. That not there in the first 6 overs or first 10 overs, and then started with 11th, 13th, and then 17th and 19th. So that was exactly what Bumrah did yesterday. He bowled a lot to the finishers, and middle order batters, Surya Kumar Yadav, Rinku Singh, Shivam Dubey, not to Hardik Pandya, But apart from that, yeah, but Tilak Verma, a lot of bowling, and a bit to Ishan Kishan also. Maximum he bowled to was against Rinku Singh, because Rinku was too good yesterday. The way he was connecting everything, the way he was hitting every other bowler. Shivam Dubey blasted off that side screen. I think you posted that picture also, that the ball crashed that side screen also. So the kind of hitting we saw yesterday. So I think, and Bumrah bowling in that phase, it was only Jasprit Bumrah who, they were feeling a little difficult to hit him. Apart from that, I think it's going to be very difficult for every other bowler. But yeah, the kind of wicket they used to get here, yeah, this is the exact scene of that side screen. But the kind of wicket, as we just talked about, that it could be a sluggish kind of wicket, what Shubhanda just told. Because if you see that Sri Lanka versus Ireland game in Colombo, you see a George Stockrell, you see a Villalage, you see a Tikshana, you see a Hasaranga, everyone getting wicket there. And if you see the history in last 1 year, I remember covering that series also, India versus Sri Lanka. Donit Balalaga was the player of the series. At that point of time, if you see the first game alone, you will be seeing that a lot of spinners doing really well from India side also, from Sri Lanka side also. So if you see the record, numbers will tell you that the economy rate, the dot ball percentage, and the wicket, all three columns will show you that how dominant were spinners in Premadasa. And in this World Cup also, the wicket is holding on a little bit, it's gripping, and batting second will be a difficult task in that Premadasa wicket. So I think that what Shubhanda just told, that there could be a chance that by using the Delhi wicket, they can prepare for that India versus Pakistan game. And for that, you can see a Kuldeep Yadav walking into the side, because I think that India versus Pakistan game, there is a history. Kuldeep Yadav performing really well. I remember he picking up that, Shubhanda was also there, he picking up that fifer in Colombo Asia Cup 2023. And the way Pakistan plays him, I still think that there is a lot of doubt around the mind of Babar Azams, and Sahib Zada Farhan, and then Fakar Zama, if he gets a game there, Saim Ayub. So there are a lot of in this batting lineup, Gargi, who didn't understand the kind of bowling Kuldeep Yadav did. So Kuldeep Yadav and Varun Chakravarti, this combo of 8 overs will be really deadly, and then a Jasprit Bumrah.
Shubhain, there's a comment here which I think is interesting, so let's take that one. Freaking Awesome is saying all associate nations want to field first, irrespective of the conditions, although SSC and Palakele are decent batting wickets. If the opposition scores 175 plus, it is tough to chase. 8 out of 10 times you will fail. You're on mute.
Mute Dada.
Again, I think they are picking up on notion that it will flatten out as the match progresses under lights. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it does not happen. If you go by the Indian pitches, most of the time you will see the wicket in the second half get much better to bat on. In Sri Lanka, it is very different. It is like a chip-off wicket in the past, where it keeps on deteriorating. It does not get better to bat on. Colombo wicket is like that. Palakele is slightly different to Colombo because of the demographic as well. Palakele is in the northern part of Sri Lanka, slightly in the northern part of Sri Lanka as compared to Colombo. So it is tad different there. But in Colombo, I think it is tough for the wickets to get better to bat on as the match progresses, because of the nature of the surface, because of the history of the surface, and they have not relayed the pitch in the recent past as well. So it is the same wicket that has been going on for the last 4 5 years. And even in the 2023 Asia Cup, you saw Indian team, they also wanted to bat first there, because it does not get better to bat on in the second half. Generally, why do you want to field first? Because you want to know the target, number one, and secondly, that there could be due factor in the second half of the second innings, or underlights the extra sheen of the pitch make it better to bat on. But otherwise, associate nations, despite their decision to field first, irrespective of the conditions, I think they have done their homework really well in this T20 World Cup, and they have actually lit up this World Cup. Yes, the results have not come their way. We have not seen a major upset in this tournament so far, but whatever performances we have seen from the associate nations, I think they have They have put up some really good ground in this T20 World Cup, be it Netherlands in the opening game, or Nepal. Scotland also did really well. I think they are doing their best to try and create an upset. USA against India was really good. Even yesterday, I think the middle order did not click for the USA team. Otherwise, they could have chased that down as well. So they are holding their heads up. They are performing well, and hopefully we'll see one or two upsets in the coming days.
All right. Singh Dev here is asking Indian media and fans writing Pakistan completely off is giving me bad vibes of 2021 T20 World Cup. Uh, kahi kuch ooch neech na ho jaye. Shomik, yesterday Babar Azam came good. Sahibzada Farhan was batting well, so did Shadab Khan. Your thoughts on this comment?
I am not even writing this off. I mean, just 5 minutes ago, I spoke about how India will have to be on top of their game, and Pakistan have been playing well. No, Babar Azam didn't come good, Gargi. The arid numbers, and I wrote a copy on that. Babar Azam, Pakistan going ahead will have to deal with that Babar size problem because he is a complete misfit in T20 cricket. At the end of that, the arid number says that he scored 43 of 31 balls with a strike rate of 143, which is still average for a number 4 batsman in this format, given the way modern day T20 cricket is played. But if you look at the first 18 balls, he scored just 15 runs. In modern T20 cricket, you can't allow a batsman, a number 4 especially, that leeway. We have 18 balls during that period. He even failed to capitalize on a free hit, and that 18 balls means 3 overs. And against, it was at the other end, Saibzada Farhan, he was playing a blinder. At the back end of the innings, Shadab came and scored 31 of 11 or 12 balls. So Pakistan got to 190. But against tougher opponents, that Babar Azam is a complete misfit in this format. You saw at the Big Bash League, he was the second. He had the second lowest strike rate in terms of 102. In one game, Steve Smith denied him a single as he wanted to take the power surge. So that is it. Babar Azam was angry, but that was a tactical decision. And the fact of the matter is that it is simple that circa 2026, you don't win T20 tournaments with Babar Azam. Simple as that. I have the highest regard for Babar Azam as a batsman. I mean, as far as his batsmanship is concerned, that is world class. I'm a very big fan of Babar Azam, the batsman. Even yesterday, that one Harmit Singh over, and that was a bad over, a couple of long hops, and then he played a squad drive, past point for a four. That was the shot of the match. But that is about the quality of batsmanship. But if you ask me, Babar Azam is someone who waits for things to happen rather than trying to make things happen because he is a batsman. His mindset is from a different era, and it doesn't work well for Pakistan. I don't know, they will not drop Babar Azam because I was talking to someone with my friends, and the fact is that um, what I am told that the selectors, whatever Akib Javed said at the press conference, selection committee press conference, that we need Babar for tougher conditions, but they were hesitant to drop a big name player. But that is once again a Babar size problem they will have to deal with, and Fakar must play. Fakar is someone, he can blow hot and cold. But Fakar, if he gets going, he can take the game away from the opponents. So Fakar must play, but they will not do that.
All right. Final question on
Gargi,
this. Yes,
Gargi, if I may take your leave, I have to go to Premadasa.
sure. Let us
Thank you.
know what the conditions are like over there as well. All right.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you,
Thank
Shomik.
you.
Okay, final question on the show. Where is that comment that I wanted to take? How did pitches in India get so low and double pacey? We are not even at the end of the Indian cricket season. But this was not the one that I wanted to take. 1 second. Wow, it's completely lost.
But you
More
answered
than
related to this, Gargi. You
yeah.
yourself answered is that there are a lot of cricket matches in India. You see the SA T20 and you will get to know, means Shubhanda already traveled South Africa for multiple times, I think, but he will also, he can also tell you that with so much cricket in South Africa also, the
Exactly.
wickets are drying up a bit, little early, be it you are, fresh kind of a season apart. But the way you said that the Delhi Premier League, the Syed Mushtaq Ali trophies, the domestic games, even I have seen, the certain kind of lawyer versus this administration kind of games in DDC also. Apart from that, there will be IPL games, there will be the international cricket also part of that. So if you are in just on the brisk of a first new season, you will see the wickets died out because of so much cricket happening around the country, and it's not only in India. That's why I told about South Africa also. Look at what the SA T20 SA T20 is doing really good as far as the domestic league is concerned. But apart from that, if you see the kind of cricket they are having at this point of time, I don't think that in a fresh season or just at the start of a season you will see those bouncy kind of wickets in South Africa, or the kind of wickets we saw in India earlier used to be. It won't be the same because of the amount of cricket we are playing.
Yeah.
In fact, on that point that Rohit is making, Gargi, I just wanted to make a slightly philosophical point, just moving away from this. If you look at, and I was reading about this somewhere, that if you look at sports worldwide and you look at basketball or look at baseball, over a period of time, the rules regarding the game, they correct in order to address the performance. So, to take a cricket analogy, if the matches are becoming more batsman friendly or if they're becoming more bowler friendly, they are able to tweak the rules in order to over a period of time to adjust the game. Cricket, because of the format and because of the legacy and history, that doesn't happen. But the point that Rohit just made, which is that with the over flow of the huge amount of cricket that's happening now, if pitches are drying up faster, it's perhaps one quick lever to address in order to square the conditions better. And that's a food for thought. Perhaps we can talk about that in depth later on. But if there was one lever that you could jig, that would be the one. How do you solve this problem? You can't suddenly exponentially increase the number of stadiums, right? Nor can you increase the number of pitches. So, is there a technology solution possible there? Something to think about. But that's for another day.
Shubhayan, final comment for you. Of course, there is a lot of chatter around Usman Tariq's action here. एक्शन का कोई बॉलर से प्रैक्टिस चल रहा है कि नहीं इंडियन टीम में? I mean, how can you find someone who bowls like Usman Tariq?
They
Tell
need to
me
call
that.
Kedar Jadhav.
Kedar Jadhav, Manoj Tiwari, Riyan Parag. You need to
But
call
I
all
will
of
tell
them.
you one thing. Yesterday in that practice session when Ishan Kishan came into bat and the net bowlers were coming in, he actually asked for a left arm pacer. That's the only request, special request that was made from the batters. But Shubhayan, Usman Tariq, the action.
नहीं, प्रैक्टिस चल रहा है कि नहीं वो तो दिल्ली में आप लोग बता पाओगे। यहाँ पे बैठ के मैं कैसे बताऊं? मुझे
अभी
मुंबई में तो
बताया
कुछ
तो
दिखा नहीं। वो
अभी
लेफ्ट
बताया
आर्म पेसर तो शाहीन अफरीदी है, उस्मान तारिक तो
हाँ,
राइट आर्म ऑफ ही है, तो
that's what
उसका
I'm
उसका
saying.
पता
Yeah,
नहीं।
apart from that, there was no other request.
These batters have played Kedar Jadhav in the past. Usman Tariq's uniqueness is just he stutters, he pauses for quite a bit. I don't think that is going to be an issue. He's a good bowler, no doubt. He has done really well. His pause is what makes him a unique bowler. And there's a lot of debate going between Shrivats Goswami and Ravichandran Ashwin on Twitter as well. So he's a unique bowler. Everyone like when Manoj Tiwari, I remember when he started bowling this half trackers, I think there was a lot of debate whether that action is legal or not. Kedar Jadhav then picked it up, and after that, even Riyan Parag picked it up. Even Ashwin has done it in the IPL for a few times, bowling the slinger action. But if the Indian team has managed someone like a Lasith Malinga in the past, I think they can manage someone like an Usman Tariq for sure.
All right. On that note, we'll take your leave. Thank you so much, Ashok, Rohit, and Shubhayan for joining, and Shomik as well. We'll be back in a few hours. Of course, Boria will be back at 5. He will take all your questions and discuss India, Pakistan, and the rest with you. But we'll be there at India's optional practice tonight. Surya Kumar Yadav will likely address the press for the pre-match press conference, and we'll bring you all the updates from on ground. So don't forget to join us then. Until then, don't forget to also like, share, and subscribe to the channel.